Confidence 102, because we're not here for the basics, right? Basically, Confidence 101 is more like fake it until you make it. Confidence 102 is be it because you already are it. My name is Rose Cayazzo, also known as Jackson Hole Rose, and I'm the owner and founder of the live streaming Secret Circle, which is a lovely program for women that are trying to move themselves into the place where they are getting on camera more and more so that they can get their message heard using a live streaming success strategy. Okay? So today we're talking about Confidence 102. The reason why I like this is because, it's not about going live with zero fear, because you will have some butterflies maybe come up. There's also things that happen to you physically when you are nervous, like twiddling your fingers or using your hands too much, right? These types of things. But there's a way to redirect that energy. And Confidence 102 is knowing you actually can go live before you feel like you're ready. This is why I talk about this. Yes, there will be some fear, but you know that fear is not the boss of you anymore. No more. So, it's about trusting yourself in going live and having your message out there. As a woman in business, you know what you're talking about, especially if you've been in business for a long time and you already know, oh my goodness, I should be getting myself on camera more, especially live, so I can show people that I am a true, authentic person. The only way people can get to know you is through video, right? Live video is the best, I think, because a picture only says what? What do we usually say? A picture says 1,000 words. Well, if a picture says 1,000 words, then a video gives you 1,000,000. 1,000,000. So even when your voice might be shaking and you're really nervous, it's the decision to go live before you're ready. And that is what's going to happen in the power when you show up going live, in how you feel as you keep doing this. So confidence is knowing your message matters more than the mistakes that you might make. That's a goodie, an oldie but goodie. Because a lot of us feel like, oh, we can't make a mistake. This has to be perfect. I need to do this exactly right. I can't look like an idiot. But here's the thing. As we move further and further into the age of AI, people want to see the real you and who you are. And it's so important to show that authenticity that you have, that only you have, right? Kind of goes with your stories. Only I can tell my own stories. No one else has mine. So this is the type of thing, believing also, this was something that came up maybe just a few months ago for me, that my lived experience is important. And it's important for people to know some of these stories that no one ever heard because I never let them out. So you have to think about how you can tell your stories and have that confidence, because you're telling your own story. This is the way the story goes, right? It's not just reading a script or looking over here or I'm not really sure what to say. You're telling your story, and there's going to be purpose behind that story. So the other thing is trusting that if you mess up, you're going to recover. People will still come back the next day and watch you. So that's also something to just hop on over, right? This is the block that's maybe holding you back. Oh my gosh, I don't want to make a mistake. No one will ever watch me again. Boop, just hop right over that and get right over yourself, basically. Because people will come back and they will want to listen to what you have to say, especially if you have something important to say. Now, right now, no one's on the live, so that's fine. But I always like to say, be willing to show up on camera when it's rolling, because even if you stumble, the main thing is that you're not performing, right? Have you ever seen someone perform on camera? and they are trying to make a conversation happen, but they're talking like this, and then this happened, and oh my goodness, and it's almost like a staccato, or the way we used to do it back in the old radio days, like in the 70s. And then we talked like this because this is the radio. And I'm sure that you've heard people go live on camera and do this type of technique. And honestly, people are not looking for perfect. You know how I feel about that word. I like to say F perfect, which can also mean forget perfect. But people are looking for real. So make sure you keep it real. But here's the thing that I find, most women have a problem with when it comes to confidence. Now, confidence takes on many shapes, sizes, feelings, right? All these different things. But confidence 102, you might feel confident in your work, but for some reason, in selling it and being seen on camera is something that just feels uncomfortable. Try to push through that uncomfortableness, because that is confidence 102, doing it before you think you're ready. I posted something just the other day about how a woman said to me, because I said, wow, your background looks great. You look fabulous. I love that you have this. She had like a pink leopard background. And I was like, this is fantastic. So when are you taking your podcast live? And she just said, I'm just not ready. But you know what? She actually was. She was really ready. And I wanted to tell her that in the sense of, you should just do it, right? Nike says, just do it. But in this sense of the word, a lot of people feel like they're not ready. So I'm here to tell you, Confidence 102 is about that you are already ready. This is who you are. Do it. Be it. In the comments, I was curious to know, right? Like, where in business do you feel confident? And then maybe, where do you feel like you're still holding back? Is it being on the camera? This is no shame. This is just awareness, because once you can name that block for yourself, you can actually work on moving through and past it. And that is really what we're looking for, because getting on camera is not that big of a deal. Like I was saying earlier, it's almost like you gotta get over yourself. You are going to make a mistake, and that's okay. Live is what it is. There's no production. There may be some planning in advance as to what you want to discuss, and that's a good idea. That's a good idea for any strategy, right? So that way you don't overtalk, that way you're not going off on tangents, these types of things. Confidence 102 is about finding your edges. And then, like I said, finding those edges and expanding them. Like, why is this bothering me so much? I can actually push through this. You have to look at the deeper meaning of what's happening that's that block for you, right? So my story goes a little like this. When I first decided I was going to start going live, I was actually told that I was going to be on a live streaming TV show. And the first thing I said to the gentleman who was in TV was, I'm sorry, you have the wrong gal. I'm in radio. And you know what he said to me? He said, no, I don't. I've been watching you, and you, Rose, need to be on TV. And not just any TV, but live. And I thought, is this man full of you know what? As I like to say, bleep. And then I had some time to think about it overnight. And I thought, you know what? I always wanted to be on TV and radio as a kid. So I started doing lives on a platform that I thought was fun. And to me, fun was Facebook before they changed all the rules where, 30 days and they're going to delete you out of there. But I choose YouTube now because I've had that practice in doing that on Facebook. So I would use it, I would go live climbing up a mountain. I would use it by going to some type of event in town. I would ask people if they would go on camera with me. These types of things, which help start making you feel comfortable being on camera. So for me, at first I thought that confidence was, I need to be perfect. I cannot make mistakes. I'm going live. Oh my goodness. I have to make sure this is all aligned. Really, what I realize is that I'm going to make mistakes, And because I believe that you can see me as the true, authentic person that I am in a live stream, I'm not doing production. I'm not saying, "Hi, my name is Rose." Cut, right? And doing stitching. And today I'm going to talk to you about cut or adding B-roll or all these other crazy things. I am a teacher at heart, right? I love to show people how they can better themselves in business, and that is what I do. So don't think that you have to get confident first and then go live. Really, you go live and then the confidence comes even more strongly. That's why we do things like 30-day challenges, 15-day challenges to go live to really get a feel for who you're speaking to through the camera. Now, I speak mostly to women because that is my choice to want to work with women because I feel like they have the biggest blocks going on. There's a ton of them, and I love to move women through those blocks so that way they can show their expertise on camera. That is the whole point, right? So that's Confidence 102. You're not chasing confidence anymore. You're being it. You have the confidence to go live and to go on camera. So, and not just on camera, but in your business and in your life. So this is where we get to the part where I say, if you'd like for me to help you, I would be happy to do that. There's a couple ways that you can do that. One way is to do a simplistic 90-minute, I call it a video assessment. So we take a look at some of the videos you've done, what you're doing, and maybe what types of changes we need to make to help your on-camera presence really soar, okay? There's a lot of things that I look at with regards to your presentation, your background, all those good things. So that's one way we could work together. And another way is being a part of the Live Streaming Secret Circle program for women. Sorry guys, but this one's just for ladies. And we talk about things like Confidence 102 and why it matters. We also talk about jitters and what you do for yourself. We also talk about your voice, why you may not feel like it sounds silly, you don't sound right, you don't look right on camera, these types of things that I can move you past. But also the physical activities of what you can do in addition to the mindset shifts that work with that. And that is a 90-day program. And then of course, I can work with you in a 9-hour VIP day and a 9-week one-to-one. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. I want you to really work on going live before you feel like you're confident enough or you're not ready. Because I'm here to tell you, if you are a woman in business and you know what you're talking about, you are ready for the camera. And I know that your audience wants to see, not me, you. That's right. So, as we say, always F perfect, which can also mean forget perfect, and keep it real. Because if you stand out by streaming live, it really is your authentic edge in our AI age today. Say that 5 times fast.